Okay, so your wait is finally over. The first RTX 30 series gaming laptop is in the house. Yo people, this is Vimal here and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be lit guys, and I'm like super excited right now because we have the King Kong of all gaming laptops, the first RTX 30 series part gaming laptop in the house. And this one is from Asus. It's their brand new Tough Dash F15, and they've just launched it today guys, and let me tell you, the Tough Dash F15 packs some insanely hardcore specs on paper. Like, it's powered by Intel's 11th gen gaming series CPU and also RTX 3070 graphic card guys, so I'm like super excited. Initially when I got the laptop, right, the specs on paper look really promising, but as and how I started using it for the past few days, I actually got kind of like mixed feelings. So in this video guys, I'll be sharing my complete experience about this gaming laptop. We'll be talking about the both pros and cons, so make sure you don't skip or miss any part of the video. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get started. Alright people, so here is our brand new Tough Dash F15 gaming laptop from Asus. It comes in this sort of box packaging. It's a simple cardboard box with the Tough branding on the front side, and you've got the Tough Dash F15 model written over here as well, and has a nice circuit like Tough logo on the front side. Now if you talk about the model number, well, this laptop is actually available in like different variants. The one we have right now is the FX516P. So this is powered by Intel's 11th gen i7 and RTX 3070 mobile GPU. If you talk about the specs guys, it comes with a 15.6 inch 1080p IPS 240Hz display, and keeping that aside, it's got Intel's 11th gen i7 CPU, RTX 3070 GPU as I've told you just now, has 16 gigs of RAM on board and 1 TB PCI Gen 3 NVMe SSD. So those were some of its highlights. Now let's get started with the unboxing part. And here you go. As soon as you open it, we've got our brand new gaming laptop at the top side. Comes nicely packed in this cotton bag. Let me just keep it aside for now and let's see what else is in the package. We've got some paperwork over here. Looks like a user manual and a warranty guide. Just make sure to read them. Keeping that aside, you get a power adapter for charging the laptop and a mains card for the adapter. And that's it. These are all the stuff we got in the package. Now let's finally have our first look at this gaming laptop, the Tough Dash F15, and here you go. This is how the laptop looks like, and my god, what a stunner this is. I mean, just look at the thickness. It's quite thin, right? And also very lightweight. Laptop weighs only around like 2 kgs and it's only 0.8 inches in thickness. You've got a tiny Tough logo in dark gray color to the top right of the laptop, and also Tough branding to the left. If you ask about the color options, it's available in Moonlight White and Eclipse Gray. The one we have right now is a gray model, but let me tell you, Moonlight White option looks absolutely gorgeous on websites. I couldn't get my hands on it for testing. Anyways, if you ask about the build quality of the laptop is actually pretty good. It might look a bit plasticky to you, but don't be fooled by that. The top lid of the laptop is made of metal, while the remaining part of the body is made of high quality plastic. And the brand says that it's also military grade certified, so it can sustain drops, vibrations and extreme temperatures up to an extent. So that is a very nice thing. What I'll do is I'll just quickly give you all a closer look at the laptop and show you all the available connectivity ports on it. So on the left side, we've got an exhaust vent over here, a DC in port for charging, an RJ45 Ethernet port, HDMI port, a USB 3.0 super speed port, a Thunderbolt port, 3.5mm audio jack, and that's it over here. Now going to the front side, looks like there is nothing over here. So let's move on to the other side as well. Over here, you've got two more USB 3.0 super speed ports, one more exhaust vent to let the heat escape, and a Kensington lock. That's it. These were all the available connectivity ports on it. Now there's nothing much at the backside except two more exhaust vents to keep the laptop running cool. So let's have a look at the bottom side as well. And here you go. This is how the bottom panel of the laptop looks like. As you can see, it's got some cutouts to let the heat escape and keep the air circulation going on. You've got some rubber foot pads on all the corners. These are the two cooling fans to keep the internals running cool, and also has some copper heat pipes running under the frame. Now if you look at these bottom grills guys, these are actually the speakers. They're down firing speakers. We'll talk about the audio quality later. And if you ask about the upgradability part, well, the RAM on it is upgradable and as well as the storage also, but only one RAM slot is available guys. One more RAM is soldered onto the main board. So that's it. That was our complete overview on the outside. Now let's open the laptop and have a look at the interiors. And this is how the Asus Tough Dash F15 looks like. Very nice design. If you talk about the display guys, as I've told you, it's got a 15.6-inch Full HD 1080p IPS display, and the thing that makes it special is it supports 240Hz refresh rate with adaptive sync technology. So that is something I'm really looking forward to test out and show you all in this video. The bezels on it do look quite thin on the sides and the top, but the bottom bezel is definitely a bit thicker and has an ASUS branding at the center. So that was about the upper half. Now let's have a closer look at the lower half and talk about the keyboard and the touchpad quality. The Tough Dash F15 comes with a blue LED lighting chiclet keyboard, and that too comes with some nice translucent WASD keys to give you that gaming feel. And if you talk about the comfort and the quality of the keyboard is actually pretty nice. The keys on it feel pretty good. They offer a tactile and clicky feedback, and the key travel is also nice. And I especially like this transparent WASD highlighted keys, as you can actually see the internal mechanism of the keys that is happening. And also guys, if you talk about the RGB lighting, as I've told you just now, there is no RGB, it's only one color LED lighting, which Asus is calling it as Bolt Blue, and you only have three lighting options, which is static, breathing and strobing. That's it. Now coming to the touchpad, the quality of the touchpad is nice. It's a glass covered touchpad, easily recognizes all my inputs and gestures, and I didn't face any sort of dead zones also anywhere. Unfortunately, we are missing some mechanical keys over here. We are using some integrated left and right clicks. The quality is pretty nice though, but I really wish it had some mechanical left and right keys. Alright, time to talk about the display quality. As mentioned earlier, the laptop is actually available in like different display variants. The one we have right now is 1080p resolution model with 240Hz display. It's got a 15.6-inch 1080p IPS panel, and let me tell you, the quality of the display is actually very nice. There's good amount of detail, great clarity. You can easily read the text on it no matter you're browsing websites, blogs or anything else. And if you talk about the colors, it supports 100% sRGB color gamut, right? So the color accuracy was also pretty nice. It was producing rich and vibrant colors, and I had no issues over here. The white balance was also good, the dynamic range was also nice, but the only thing I was not that satisfied was with the display's brightness. It had only around like 270 nits of brightness, and see, it was okay for indoor use, I had no issues, but if you have like bright lighting rooms, or maybe if you use the laptop in outdoors, I felt the brightness was a bit less on this laptop, so keep that in mind. And if you ask about the audio, as mentioned before, it's got down-firing stereo speakers, and the quality of the speakers was nice. It was producing good audio quality with minimum distortion, but I felt the audio output was kind of mediocre. It was not that high to have an enjoyable experience, especially while gaming or watching movies. Just listen to these clips, you'll get an idea. Ranger series, by the way. I'm not sure about which model or what bag it is inside this package. That we'll have to unbox and check it out only. So guys, the ROG backpack came in this sort of box packaging. I know this is a part you all have been waiting for, so let's talk about the performance and see what this 30 series laptop is capable of. Firstly, the specs. The Tough Dash F15 is powered by Intel's 11th gen Tiger Lake i7 11370H, which is a 4-core 8-thread CPU with a max turbo boost of up to 4.79 GHz and comes with RTX 3070 laptop GPU with 8 GB of GDDR6 VRAM. There's 16 GB RAM on board and 1 TB PCI Gen 3 SSD. On paper, you might think that Intel i7 and RTX 3070 mean they look quite fancy and also powerful specs, but to be honest, the actual real-world performance testing turned out to be different than my expectations. We'll get there in a moment. The laptop was great for day-to-day usage, fast and responsive, and you can even use it for productive kind of applications like Photoshop, video editing, thanks to its 100% sRGB color gamut display. But the CPU that the Tough Dash F15 comes is only a quad-core 35-watt TDP CPU. Like, seriously? You guys paired a quad-core CPU with a RTX 3070 GPU? This was leading to a bottleneck, as most of the time heavy applications and games were fully utilizing the CPU. There was no headroom space left at all. See, I'm not saying that the performance was bad on this model. I'm just saying that why pair a 4-core CPU with a powerful 3070? I would have been like very happy if Asus would have gone with Intel's 10th gen hexa-core or octa-core 45-watt TDP powerful CPU. That would have offered like a much better performance, or at least should have gone with AMD's Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9 CPU. That would have been a killer combo, guys. Anyways, moving on to the GPU, here also Asus has compromised on the variant that I've used on this model. It's not the regular 125W TDP RTX 3070 which I was expecting to see. It's a lowly configured 85W TDP RTX 3070, that too with slow clock speeds. Asus said that they actually chose this because the laptop has a slim profile, right? So to keep the laptop energy efficient with minimum heating issues, they went with this configuration. Anyways, that is the truth. So let's just play some games and see how this laptop performs. Starting off with our all-time favorite GTA 5. We are playing this game at 1080p resolution with all the graphics set to ultra mode and maxed out. So let's see how it goes. And by the way, you can monitor the CPU stats and frame rate at the top left corner.
It only inches. Shit.
Holy moly, you guys seen that? Now that is what I call a buttery smooth gameplay. I know it's not the top end configured 3070, but still, as you can see, the GPU actually does a pretty fine job. We were easily maintaining an average of around 85 frames per second at 1080p max graphics on this game. If only Asus could have provided a slightly better CPU and a higher TDP 3070 with faster clock speeds, you could have easily gotten 30 to 40% improved performance on the same machine. And thanks to its 240Hz panel with adaptive sync support, the gameplay felt very smooth without any sort of screen tearing. I've also played a couple of other AAA title games like Control at 1080p max graphics with and without ray tracing. So in this first test, ray tracing was turned off and on an average we were getting around like 75 frames per second. And sometimes in certain scenes we were easily hitting around 115 FPS as well. And as soon as you enable ray tracing, the frame rate dropped to almost like 40 to 45 FPS. Also, for your info, DLSS was turned off in this test. You can also enable that option for much better frame rates. So guys, basically you can play most of the highly graphic intensive AAA title games very easily on this machine. That too at max graphics at 1080p with an easily average frame rate of around 60 to 70 FPS. Talking about the thermal performance was decent just like most of the other gaming laptops. The CPU and GPU was settling around 70 degrees centigrade after playing for like 30 to 40 minutes. And the region above the keyboard was slightly getting hot. If you ask about the fan noise, the Tough Dash F15 can definitely get a bit loud, especially while gaming in the turbo mode, and can be a bit annoying. But normally in the ideal situations, fan noise was minimum. We're almost coming to an end, so let me also tell you about the battery life. Battery life on this gaming laptop was actually pretty good compared to the competition. On a casual day-to-day usage like maybe watching videos on YouTube with 60% brightness, slight photo editing and casual stuff like browsing the web, I was getting around like 5 to 5.5 hours of battery. But if you intend on playing games on battery, then the battery life will be greatly reduced. But I believe nobody does that. Everybody plays games with adapter only. Anyways, that was my video on the all new Asus TUF F15 gaming laptop. It's got a beautiful design, good build quality, great 240Hz display and offers decently good battery life. But as mentioned in the video, there was plenty of room for improvement on this model. First is the display brightness is less at only 270 nits and has a mediocre quad-core CPU that leads to bottleneck most of the time. A hexa-core CPU would have like greatly improved things on it. Also, there is no webcam on it, so keep that in mind. And the speaker's audio output is also low and not that satisfactory. The TUF F15 pricing starts at 1,40,000 rupees in India for the base variant and goes up depending on the configuration. I'll leave links to that in the description box below. So that's it guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video and got complete information on this model. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos. And I'll see you all in my next one.